say something? So
Like.
only 1.4% of stalking incidents reported to the police result in a conviction. Obviously, you've just said you've had a conviction, you went to prison for it, which means there would have had to be a lot of evidence. And obviously, you said as well about the girl when you was younger, which you have said was NFA'd. But then you also defended Mitch Thomas, who was also convicted of stalking and harassing his ex-girlfriend. For me personally, and by the way, everyone's saying that I'm involved in everyone's business. EQ invited me into the box, first of all. And second of all, for me personally, I feel like you're victim blaming your victims. I don't know the full story. However, I like to believe victims in every situation. I'd rather believe someone and them turn out to be lying than not believe them and they turn out to be telling the police. But you also, I've just had a message as well saying you was recalled to prison for a breach of a restraining order.
You know what I was recalled to prison for? Snapchat Apple Music subscription being sent to my ex-wife. Nothing to do with me. I don't even own an iPhone anymore. The police have had that phone for months. Also, apparently, to fraud by false rep. So apparently I've got loans out in her name. No, I haven't. I gave the laptop and my old phone to the police. Please do have a look. And we buy any car insurance quote being sent to my ex-wife. So I was arrested for that. And because I was on probation, they deemed that as bad behaviour. Simple as that. And anybody in the comments, I just want to say this though, anybody in the comments, you can sit there and spread your little nasty comments and have your opinions, not a problem. I know what I've lived through the last 14 years of my life, and I've lived with a very evil, vindictive, nasty human being. And I've got every bit of proof.
Or has she ever gone to prison for being evil, vindictive and nasty?
No, but she's got a very nice criminal record that even I, after 14 years with
so everyone else is the problem and you're
No, look.
If you had the proof, surely you would show that to the police and you wouldn't have gone to prison and she would have been in trouble.
The proof is there's countless, like, I've got letters saying my side of the story is not being even believed. Even when I was recalled for, arrested for the two breaches, which were Snapchat and Apple Music being sent to her, then I was pulled into the interview and obviously spoke about it. And at that time, they went straight on about, well, what about your arguments with Coral? And I was like, well, we haven't had arguments. I haven't spoken to the woman I wanted to speak to her since October. I left the house and, yeah, it be what it be. I mean, I can sit here comfortably now and know that I can hold my head high. Yes, I understand that I have had traits in the past where it affects me when I lose a relationship, for example. But I'm not a stalker. I know I've been charged with it, but texting
but
asking
that's
to see
just come out your own mouth there. Sorry for butting in. It affects you.
No.
And if you said you're on cannabis and you're doing whatever, listen, let's be real about it. Let's not pussyfoot around and sugarcoat it. When you're on the green, Mr. Green, it makes you very paranoid. You do silly things, and I know what I'm talking about because I know people that does it. But you've done something because you went to prison, so we would prefer for you to come straight out and say, listen, I've done this, and this, and just be truthful because you've been to prison, so you're not going to put you into prison for just being a bit offensive. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's not a problem. But when, I'm not going to sit here and berate any victim of domestic abuse or stalking or harassment, for example. But I know for a fact what I've done is not half as bad as what it's being made out to be. Texting, asking to see my children, asking also about if I can have time with my family pet. That was twisted and misconstrued as a breach of a restraining order. When I asked to see, like, can I have some time with my dog? That's generally, it's all there on the paperwork. So
can I just say one more thing? Listen, I know I'm saying this and you can tell us to shut up, right? But what I can't get over is you're sitting there and you paint yourself in a good light. You've been to prison for it. So you haven't had no,
the system's filled with it, Pearl. Like, there's so many men in there that have texted a lady too many times and the lady's gone, he's harassing me.
But when you're told no, it means no. Like, if someone's asking you not to text them to the point that they have to go to the police and then you're getting a conviction and going to prison, it's obviously showing that that's an issue, isn't it?
Tell them how many times you breached your restraining order.
Yes, Sarah, I've been in prison, but I wasn't found guilty, so fuck off.
Tell them how many times you breached your restraining orders. There's plenty of stalkers that send like 1 pennies to people's banks and shit. Sending subscriptions to somebody's house is still a breach of that restraining order.
You idiot.
Which is why you were called to prison. How many times did you breach? How many times did you breach your restraining orders? Tell them the number.
Wait,
you're also avoiding the question. How many times? How many times? How many
I
times?
didn't.
How many
Again,
times?
I didn't send my.
How many times? Why are you
apparent
avoiding
breaches.
the number?
So what,
Because there's
what
lots
number
of
is it you
breaches,
think
isn't
you
there?
have?
It
Tell
doesn't
me.
matter how many numbers,
Well,
you've still done something bad to go to
I
prison.
don't even know.
Exactly. It's a pattern of behaviour. You were done for stalking before with a partner beforehand that you, quote, love too hard. And you've done the same with your ex-wife. You've become the victim of your ex-wife after you
No,
were
I haven't. I've walked away from my
You were
ex-wife.
locked
I've had
up.
no communication.
No, you're not
with
listening.
her.
Dial your hat
I
back.
am
You're not
listening.
listening. You became a victim and made accusations about your ex-wife after you were banged up for it. You have
But I've
breached
got all the
restraining
proof.
orders multiple times, breached non-malls, breached restraining orders. Shall we get into it? Tell them the number.
Crack on. Carry
Tell
on.
the number.
Carry
How
on.
many times did you
How many
breach it?
times, Fact Freak? How many times?
He knows because he's told me in
I
messages.
don't know. This is what I need to know. What you know.
Even
Tonight-
still, listen, people in the comments are saying I've been to prison. Yes, I have. But listen, as well, I was on remand. I wasn't found guilty and I was let out. I've got no charges of them crimes. You've done some crimes to be charged and to stay into prison. End of.
Everybody knows how hard it is to get the convictions for the things you've been convicted of, let alone be recalled to prison. You show the behaviour. You're a narcissistic little man who thinks that everybody else is the problem. You play the fucking violin on here. You're shite.
No.
Anyway, I'd love
I'll
to stay, but
happily hold my hand. Let me say this
I've
then.
got a job.
I'll
I'm not
happily-
sitting in my car because I've been
Fucking hell,
kicked out of
get
my
a
wife's
word in.
house. Bye, dickhead.
Anyway, I didn't hear a word of that. I don't know how many perceived breaches of his restraining order. If a breach is texting my children asking to be with them, then so be it. I'll come back in 5 minutes. I'm just picking up a mate of mine who's literally walking to the car now. Give me 5-10 minutes to drop him off where he needs to be, and I'll come back if you want me to. All right, but think
Not
what you want, is
really.
all I'm saying.
Can I just say something? Straight
Yeah,
up.
I've got to jump down, but I'm here, so bear with me.
All right. Is he off or what?
Oh my God! Thank you, Factory, for coming in. Listen, everybody, head over to Luke's live. I'm going off now because Luke's live. Make sure to follow me if you're not already.
Oh, EQ, you